Welcome to Go Bears Diecast Workshop, episode 72. Remember, if you like what you see, hit that subscribe button and ring that bell so you'll be notified of my future videos. This one happens to be the Four Horsemen build for March. Of course, I'm a little late on it, but April Fool's, right? So, the car that the Four Horsemen chose was the AMC Rebel, and the theme was Shiny Rust. So here it is, nice white base with the striping, everything, which is a color paint scheme that they had for this back in the day. But we're going to turn this thing into a Shiny Rust project. So let me go ahead and get this thing apart, drill it out, and tap it, and let's see what we have to deal with for this project. Again, thank you to the Four Horsemen for these invitationals. I know a lot of hobbyists join in, and we have a great time with it. So thanks, Four Horsemen. So here we have the casting itself. It's been drilled and tapped. Has kind of a smoke tinted glass, black interior, and of course a plastic base. So we're going to get it in some stripper so that we can start working the casting. Okay, we've got it out of the stripper. Got my brass wire wheel on my Dremel tool. I'm going to go ahead and clean up any paint residue or stripper residue that may be on the casting itself, getting it prepped up for paint and primer. So, necessary step, a little monotonous sometimes, but it is something that needs to be done. Just make sure you go over the entire casting. Here you see me with a Scotch-Brite pad, going back over it. Sometimes I use those, sometimes I use steel wool, just depending on where I'm going. And we're going to get this thing with a base color on it. And I chose a green base color. And I'm coming back with some 600 grit sandpaper that has been a little bit of water on it, just so we don't take too much off. But I'm trying to get that rusty, deteriorated look on it. So we're going to take it down. Under that base color, we do have gray primer and red primer. So as I sand through the layers, you'll see some of the look that I'm looking for coming through. It's to each his own on how you do this. I mean, there is some of these guys out here, they are just phenomenal with the weathering techniques. I'm still learning. I watch a lot of videos of the other hobbyists, and they teach a lot along the way. Hopefully you'll pick up something from one of my videos. But again, I'm just hitting it with the sandpaper, just trying to work my way through the layers. Again, you don't want to use a really coarse grit sandpaper because you will go through that paint pretty quick. But there you can see where I've come through some of the layers and the edges where you would have that corrosion and weather deterioration of an older car. Now I'm coming back with some of these Citadel colors. I have various ones, and the browns and the reds and some of the darker tans or rust looking colors are the ones that I'm going to use for this casting. And again, that little brush and stuff that I picked up, you could pick those up at a Dollar Tree or a dollar store or something in the makeup aisle. And they work very well. These Citadel colors, you know, they have the dry, they have the contrasting base layer colors. You can also mix a little bit of water with them just to give it a different texture, make it a little bit smoother. But again, I'm just going over the casting, trying to get the look that I'm trying to accomplish with this one. Sometimes you have to work that brush around in those crevices and stuff to get the appropriate look of weathering. You know, I would experiment with several different colors if you're trying to get your weathering technique down. It's kind of what I do. Now moving on to another color. And I'm dabbing that on a paper towel, you know, to make sure that I get exactly what I need on the brush. The good thing about it is there's really no right or wrong way. If you achieve the look that you're going for, then I would say that it is a successful weathering technique. I really like the weathering and the post-apocalyptic type bills, because you can really use your imagination and your creativity. Now I'm coming back with a paper towel and just wiping and smoothing that out some and blending it. After I finish this, then I'll be putting the car back together for the reveal. And remember, this is what we started out with. This one was nice and shiny right out of the package. And here's what we ended up with. Hope you guys like the build. Check out all the other builders. And thank you, Four Horsemen, for putting these invitationals on. If you're visiting my channel for the first time, please hit that subscribe button and that like, thumbs up, and the bell so you'll be notified of my future videos. For those of you that are already subscribed, thank you so much for supporting the channel. I really appreciate it. They've got some great builders out there. And I will see you on the next one. I'll leave you with some glamour shots. And again, this is Go Bears Diecast Workshop. Have a great weekend. And I'll see you again soon. Thank you.